Okay, so just a little update as to what I'm going to be doing with this channel going forward. So I've always treated this particular YouTube channel, Sylwia Reads, as a bit of a journal or a chronicling of my poetry. I've got other channels, like one called Sylwia Walks, where I would dedicate just purely to doing bushwalks and things like that, and several other channels, because I'm one of these people who loves to categorize. I have, when it comes to banking, I have like several bank accounts, one for each thing, because I like to keep things sort of organized in specific slots. So this time I'm going to be actually closing down some of the other channels that I've got, because it's not like I've got a huge viewership. No one's going to particularly miss me, but I kind of kept them as a journal anyway. Like, I never treated it as something where I'm trying to contrive content in order to go viral so that people would follow. It's always been about me being organically me, and just trying to share that with others on a genuine level. And if somebody finds that interesting, great. If they don't, it doesn't matter. It's like a journal. So I've decided to use my Sylwia Reads channel as my main channel for that, and I'm going to be taking some of the content from the other channels that meant something to me, and I'm going to be re-uploading it here and mentioning that it's a re-upload. What I'm also going to be doing starting 2/23, which is basically tomorrow. Well, starting midnight, just past 1 minute past midnight tonight, I'm going to be doing this journal with another friend of mine. And this was given to me for Christmas by my brother. And I don't know if some of you know about this, but it's basically like a book that tells you to wreck this book in different ways. And for me, I've always been a book lover, and always been such a straight-laced type of person, a real sort of civic-minded person. For me to do things like this, it's like anarchy personified. But I decided I'm going to approach this in a very different way. I'm going to treat it like creativity. So I'm going to find creative ways to write this journal so that it becomes a thing of beauty, and rather than something that's just purely destructive for the sake of being destructive. And I'm going to be chronicling this as I'm doing it with another friend. We're going to do it together. She's going to post some of her stuff, and I'm going to edit, like do little small edits and put it together, and we'll take this journey together. So that's kind of my plan for the rest of this coming new year with this channel. That's what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, like I said, to me, this channel is more about being like my own personal journal that I do, and I'm going to be treating it more and more like that, rather than trying to do big production intros and things like that and asking people to subscribe or whatever. I'm just going to treat it like as an organic journal, a place where I can stand up on a little soapbox and just talk about the things that matter, and hopefully not delete, because I tend to be very cautious. I'll say things and then I'll go, oh my god, I shouldn't have said that, and then I delete stuff. So hopefully I'll try and be, one of my New Year's resolutions will be to try and be a little bit more honest, and to find the courage to be able to say the things that matter to me without fear of being doxxed or being attacked by people or being called various names. I feel like it's very important, I think, for us as people, to be able to speak our minds and not be afraid that others will look at us and go, oh, what a monster. I feel like there needs to be more reasoned voices out there who are able to speak about topics which are a little bit hairy for most, which is so divisive in today's society, where people are taking these really extreme, it's either this side or the other side, and both sides think their side is more right, and both sides are like willing to basically destroy the other side because they've got this completely opposite view. It's like we're demonizing other people just because they have a slightly different view to us, which threatens our control, And so my hope is to basically try and be a more reasoned, no, I'm not going to say more reasoned voice, but I'm going to try to speak my mind on certain topics which may seem odd to people, because perhaps some people have this view of me where they might think I'm very left-leaning and others might think I'm very right-leaning, and I've been in that situation before where I don't quite fit in either pigeonhole, and there's been times where I've been hated by both sides and times when I've been lauded by both sides. And at the end of the day, I stand with what I feel is right and with what I feel is humane and empathic and considerate of others, and also forgiving. I like to be reasonable. I understand sometimes people do things that might be awful, downright awful, might even be downright offensive and disgusting. But at the same time, there's that element of humanity where I just recently there was this comment by Jeremy Clarkson, which is some figurehead in the UK. I don't really know much about his content, but from what I understand, he's kind of very much one of these misogynistic type guys who, comics who like to sort of like brag about them masculinity, which isn't my cup of tea. But I'm also not one to go, well, I want to cancel the guy because he says these things and because his views threaten my femininity, my, my ability to exist happily in this world. I feel part of living in this world is learning how to live with others who may have views that are very different from ours, and having that self, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Having that confidence in self, in your own ego, understanding yourself well enough to know that other people's worldviews are not going to rock mine. They're not going to change me. I'm not going to suddenly become a misogynist. I'm not going to suddenly become a racist or anything else, whatever it is, whichever side, whichever thing that offends you. I'm not going to suddenly become that just because someone else thinks that or does it. And so you have to, I feel we need to call out bad things when they happen, but we need to be less extreme about it. We seem to be so super extreme. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little bit of an update as to where I'm going with this, what I'll be doing, and Happy New Year to you all. If I don't come back and do another little video, I'm just doing a quiet celebration with my girls tonight because I didn't feel the need to go out. I really wanted to celebrate this night with my girls. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Now, Happy New Year.